Hey folks, today I thought we'd have a look at two types of waves. This is from paper one and it is pretty straightforward, but it will really help you if you've been struggling with this at all or if you're just learning it for the first time. Can you start by just turning your page, just draw a line across, that's fine, into two, like that. And we're going to do the meaty one at the top, so destructive waves. Okay, just underline that. And then we're going to look at constructive waves. Now, sometimes geography, I just love it. It just makes sense, doesn't it? So one of them is literally destructive and removes material from the beach, and the other one kind of constructs the beach and builds it up. So they are exactly, it's like it does what it says on the tin. They are exactly as they sound. So first of all, let's just draw the beach itself. So for constructive, if you just draw like a gently sloping beach like this, that's what it creates. Kind of builds the beach up, and it's quite slopey, quite a gentle slope. Whereas if you go down to the beach and you think, oh my goodness, this is like really steep, that is because of a destructive wave. So again, if you just kind of like draw it on, but make it more steep, like more steep on the destructive one. So I'm going to draw my wave on in blue, just so it sort of stands off the page a little bit easier to see. So yeah, I'm going to start with constructive. A constructive wave has a low wave frequency and a long kind of wavelength. I'm just going to draw another one there as well. There we go. So they're kind of gentle waves. They have kind of a low wave height as well. Whereas our destructive waves, these are powered by storms, and they are much, much bigger waves, much taller, much bigger wave height. Okay, so I'm just going to put one in there, so like a really big wave. And then what we'll do is we'll annotate them. Now, you should hopefully have learnt about swash and backwash from doing longshore drift. I'm going to use a slightly different colour. I'm just going to use a red here to show these. So the key difference, the first thing you're going to say that you know, in an exam question about this is about the swash and the backwash, okay? So swash is when material is moved up the beach, backwash is when it's taken away. Now, a destructive wave has only a small or a weak, you could call it weak, swash, okay, only small, but it has really, really strong backwash, which is basically responsible for shifting all that sand and material off the beach. It's the complete opposite in constructive waves, as you probably guessed. So constructive wave has a really strong swash and a much weaker, much smaller backwash. Okay, so we're just gonna label those quickly. So let's put it in here: weak swash and strong backwash. And then constructive is strong swash, so it's pushing all that material up the beach, and down here it has a weak backwash. So that's the key difference, the really big difference. But that won't get you full marks if it's, say, full marker. So let's do destructive waves fully first, and then we'll move on to constructive. So you've got the main difference. There's a few other things. So firstly, destructive waves have a high wave count. Okay, that just means if you time a minute, you should count somewhere between 13 to 15 waves per minute. Okay, whereas constructive waves, on the other hand, have what we call a low wave count. So if you're there with your watch or your phone, it's 6 to 8 minutes. 6 to 8 waves per minute. Okay, 6 to 8. So you can actually, if you're at the beach, if you wanted to do this, you could actually tell the difference. Okay. I am moving between them. I think it's easier if I do that, maybe. Yeah, I'll just keep doing that. Destructive waves are high energy waves. They are the big waves that come from storms. Okay, whereas constructive waves, you'll see on a gentle day with not much wind, they're kind of more low energy. All right, so let's put low energy. Okay, now the kind of beach that you're stood on, if you're at the beach, is formed by the wave. So in a destructive wave situation, you get what's called a steep beach. And this can literally be, you can be down at the beach and think, oh my goodness, this is super steep. Like, should I just run down it, or should I grab a hand? Like, it can be more than 45 degrees. Whereas on a constructive wave, it forms very differently. It forms this kind of wide sloping beach. Forms a wide sloping beach. Okay, because that's literally because the swash is so much stronger. It's been depositing material on the beach. So yeah, there's one more difference that we need to just mention, and that is the wave height, okay, and the wavelength. So it won't surprise you that the wave height in destructive waves is the highest. So high wave height. And in constructive, they're a lot smaller. Okay, so just put that in there. I know the pictures look the same on here, but they are honestly a lot smaller. So this one is a low wave height. So you might think for surfing that you'd prefer destructive waves, but actually there's more destructive waves close together. So we call that wavelength. Okay, we're going to put that in here. Short wave length. Surfers actually prefer a longer distance between waves and a longer wavelength. It means that you get a longer ride on the wave. Okay, whereas a constructive wave was actually better, but you just want it to be still suitable for surfing, I guess. So yeah, so we want to put here, let's put an arrow here, long wave length. Sort my G out, there we go. And let's tuck it together, low wave frequency. Okay, so less waves. So there you go, that's your quick guide to the two different types of waves and how they form the beaches. So, you know, we have this very, very steep beach here, you know, that's quite angled, whereas, you know, we get this nice kind of sloping beach from a constructive wave.